My neighbor is stuck down in a hole in her backyard.
Okay.
Like a sinkhole.
A Southeast Portland woman survives a fall into a sinkhole. And as we take this story behind the headlines, we've learned what may have caused that giant hole to open up in her backyard. Now, it turns out that sinkhole is also a turn of the 20th century septic system.
All right, if you have a home that was built before the public sewer system was available, this kind of danger may be lurking in your backyard. Now, the home in this case, it sits at Southeast 38th and Clinton. That's the Richmond neighborhood, and that's where Jessica Morkert is live with what she learned today.
And Jenny and Dan, we're actually in the backyard behind where this happened. And let me show you really quick the vantage point that we have up above. It looks like this septic hole, which is very common in many backyards, has been filled. I checked with the city and they tell me a lot of folks may have a sinkhole in their backyard and they don't even know it. And it's the homeowner's responsibility to get it removed.
Hello, I have an emergency.
Okay.
My neighbor is stuck down in a hole in her backyard.
Okay.
Like a sinkhole.
The 20-foot deep sinkhole opened up at around 7:30 last night as the victim, a 33-year-old woman, was trying to find her dog. Jason Mazurek just got home from work and was standing on his porch when he heard what sounded like an animal crying out.
I almost went back inside, but it was so repetitive that I decided to investigate, and the closer I got, the more it started sounding like someone crying for help.
City investigators tell me an abandoned cesspool opened up in the backyard, a septic system typically found east of the Willamette and used at the turn of the 20th century. I found out property owners are required to decommission or backfill cesspools with sand or gravel, but in many cases, like last night's, homeowners don't know they have one.
Does the city have record on whether you have a cesspool in your backyard or not?
We may or may not have a record of a cesspool existing.
We checked into it further for you and learned historic records on sewage systems can be found on microfiche at the city's Bureau of Development Services downtown. You can also go to portlandmaps.com and type in your address to find out property information. It's a valuable resource many neighbors here would like to know, especially considering that insurance often doesn't cover sinkholes.
Now, I checked and found out that cesspools or septic tanks are commonly found about 12 feet from the foundation of your actual home, and they often follow along the original sewer lines. We put a link to everything that you need to know on septic decommissioning on our website at KOIN.com, and you should also know that it does require a permit to get it decommissioned from the city. Live in Southeast Portland, Jessica Morkert, KOIN 6 News.
Scary situation for that woman. Okay, thanks, Jessica.